What's up, fam? This is Legato from Omega Alpha. Today we're going to go over 14 upcoming NFT projects. We got some Japanese ones, some really low-key early ones, some bangers that I think you should pay attention to. As always, I can guarantee that you have not heard of every single one on this list. We're going to do rapid fire and go over them quickly because no NFT degen listening to this wants to hear me talk about one project for 25 minutes. I barely like to listen to myself. Okay, no, I lied. I do like to listen to myself. As always, I am not a financial advisor. Anything I say on this video should not be taken as financial advice. My group Omega Alpha has obtained whitelist for a handful of these projects already, and occasionally I am affiliated with a project that I mention on here. It doesn't affect anything I say, but I just like to get that stuff out of the way. Are you feeling magenta? Are you feeling blue? Are you feeling yellow? Or even green? No matter what it is, Omega Alpha's got you covered. Let's get into the video. First up is Qtopia. As of right now, they have about 45k Twitter followers. This one has gotten a ton of attention, and I know when my group got some of these whitelists, they were pretty excited about it. The Omega Alpha Twitter giveaway is one of the best ones that I've had in a while. And part of that is because their team really knows how to engage their members. If you look at the main guy behind it and some of the stuff that he's worked on before, it's pretty stacked. Everything from Sega, Domino Games, Zynga Play Studios, Coolbit, you name it. Onyx here, listed as their head of growth, has supposedly been involved with multiple sold-out NFT projects and is also behind Utility Ape. Utility Ape is engaged to earn tools, which actually promotes community members to support tweets, announcements, and other things. In addition to being really good at marketing, it seems like they really get a lot of engagement on everything that they do. At the time of recording this, they're either the #1 or #2 most hyped upcoming mint on Magic Eden. If you read their white paper, they're taking inspiration from MapleStory and Animal Crossing and trying to make a truly fun game. On their website, it goes into more detail about what the art and graphics are going to look like, the animation. It's a play-to-own game that's going to be on PC and mobile, in addition to using the characters in an animated series. The next one up is kind of under the radar, Pollen. Pollen has about 6,700 followers on Twitter right now, and it's got that popular cute art style. I mean, seriously, look at this. How can you not like this? I have a black heart, and I'm kind of a fan. However, the main reason why I'm really bullish on this one is because of the artist. Art Petio is the animator and artist behind Pollen, but he's done a lot of other stuff too. If you look at his super rare, he has multiple pieces on here that have sold for 2 ETH, 3 ETH, 3 ETH, almost 4 ETH. There's a lot going on, and he has a lot of experience. He also was involved with an Artifact Space Drip merch drop. Check out this awesome sneaker. Custom Artifact and Nike sample. Recognize this guy on that shoe? This is why I think this one has a chance to do really well. It's totally flown under the radar. There's not much additional information available to my knowledge as far as mint date or mint price, but definitely watch Pollen. Next we're going to talk about KAMITSUBAKI Resident Genesis. They have almost 10,000 followers and their Twitter's pretty active. One of the reasons why I want to bring this to your attention is because it is related to this Japanese Twitter, KAMITSUBAKI JP. This has almost 70,000 followers, even more Twitter interaction, and apparently they're involved in music videos, audio, and all kinds of other stuff related to Japanese animation. What's interesting about this one is that there is a real Japanese studio and business entity behind it, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it and see where it goes. The next one I want to talk about is METAPIXEL. They've partnered with Aptos and they're making a game called Grand Saga Unlimited. What you're seeing right now is the big trailer that they have on their Twitter. It looks really cool. Supposedly this is in-game footage and they have some other trailers as well. Literally about 1 hour ago, I was looking on YouTube for old school Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 RPGs I should play. So an RPG like this is totally up my alley. I 100% want to try this game. They have about 20,000 followers as of right now. Just remember, this game and NFT project is on Aptos. You can scroll down their Twitter and see that the engagement is decent enough. But again, the main reason why I'm excited about it is look at this. How many blockchain games right now honestly look like they're from Atari or Nintendo at best? I think the future of NFT gaming is so bright because blockchain and P2E gaming is going to be so much bigger than something that looks like an old Nintendo game. You know, like this. Apparently a girl in a catsuit. Anyway, in addition to Aptos, they have partnered with some other big groups and platforms like GuildQB, and it was actually tweeted and retweeted from the official Aptos Twitter. If interested, you can go on their Twitter, find their Medium page, and learn more about METAPIXEL and Grand Saga Unlimited. I also want to mention that there is a claim for their OAT. It's hard for me to say that abbreviation without giggling. You can mint this on-chain achievement token, or OAT, on Aptos if you follow the instructions here. As of right now, there's almost 8,000 people that have minted this NFT for free. I have absolutely no idea what it is. It kind of reminds me of a Poe app if you're familiar with that. But hey, I'm down. Next one up is pretty early, Oh Baby Games. As of right now, there's no tweets at all on their Twitter page, and they have about 15,000 followers. However, they have a lot of big notable followers already for having no tweets. And a lot of that probably has to do with Pass, or Pass ET. A lot of his tweets lately are trailers like this where they're showing all kinds of different games that Oh Baby Games is apparently involved in. Most of it is just sneak peeks and stuff like this. But if this is legit, again, it kind of shows the future of what NFT and blockchain gaming can be. I know everybody says we're early, but we really are. If you're an old head like me, you'll remember in the early internet days when all these websites were GeoCities or Angel Fire, just utter junk. There's so much more in store for blockchain gaming, so even though there's very little information on Oh Baby Games besides some teasers and trailers, the fact that they even have this makes me bullish, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. Also, I just want to add this tweet that Pass put out, I think nails it. 2023 gamers will like a game with blockchain elements, may be hidden, and they will simply say that it's not Web3. They will deny it, but slowly and surely it will simply be accepted and just be gaming. Empires will be made. And I 100% agree with that. Just like Starbucks is going to do NFTs, Reddit's done NFTs. To really introduce NFTs and blockchain-based assets to the mainstream, this is what you have to do. Make something fun and social, and then show them the backbone of it, blockchain. Next up is Cozy Express. This one is really early, not a ton of information. Twitter has less than 10k followers, but it's been making its rounds in alpha groups already. And honestly, when I see that happen and it's this early, I 100% stay focused on it because it could blow up once more information comes out. If you check out their website, they have an introduction and a little bit of lore. It's actually kind of cool. You can click on different doors and see where it takes you and it tells some of the story. And it looks like there's different areas to explore as well. And there's a lot of information here on the team. They talk about reclaiming that childhood sense of adventure. So again, this one's really early and they're just starting to come out with information, but I definitely want to keep an eye on it. Next up we have Mars for Me. Now this one is interesting because as of right now it has almost 100k Twitter followers. And they're building a revenue-generating blockchain game, approved by Binance. The reason why this one catches my attention is I think it's kind of under the radar. Their team is super stacked and connected. It kind of reminds me of Virtual Metaverse that came out recently, where they've been around for a while, they have tokens, and they have big money and big backers, but a lot of the average NFT people in the space just don't know about it. So for that reason, I wanted to mention it. As you can see, you can buy different lands, and they have some quick alpha footage available of the game. Running around the planet and exploring, driving vehicles like this, and a lot of other stuff, information, and videos on their website. If you check out their white paper, they talk about creating a fun and engaging play-to-earn Mars metaverse, owning land, a whole economy, a breakdown of their round and tokenomics, and apparently even a VR experience. Their team's all listed and doxed on here, and they have a ton of experience. Their whole map is based off of NASA's data on Mars. Needless to say, they have a lot going on. I couldn't even pretend to cover it all in this video. The NFT degen in me is excited about this because their upcoming NFT mint for avatars has a low supply of 999. So depending how the team integrates that into their plan, it could be pretty cool. We'll see. Next up is a Japanese project which you probably haven't heard about, GuildQB. Omega Alpha is really fortunate because the demographics of our team and community is really spread out all over the place. We have a native Japanese collab manager which really helps find some of this stuff early and scout out popular projects. And from what I hear, this one's pretty popular over there. The art looks really cool and their Twitter gets a lot of attention. They have AMAs and some other information that they put out. To be honest, if you don't speak Japanese, sometimes it's a little bit hard to follow. But Kisaragi has already collabed with a lot of big Japanese influencers and alpha groups. Also, when I see Twitter spaces with like almost 1,000 people, it definitely makes me interested in how tight this community actually is. GuildQB seems to be pretty popular and is a GameFi focused social Web3 platform. Most importantly, it's a community of NFT gamers. So if they're behind it and my ears to the ground say it's good, then I'm gonna watch it. Next project I want to talk about real quick is Click, with a 3 at the end. It's been making its rounds in alpha groups, and a lot of people have been talking about it. There's not a huge amount of information available, but the art and the build-up is pretty good. Like this, for example, I'm a big fan. I see a lot of apes commenting on this too. Like this NY Crypto Fiend dude. I have a story about him with lobster rolls and feet. I'll save that for another video. But seriously, back to Click. From talking to some members of the team, they're going for deep lore and community involvement, and decisions that the holders make will determine where the story goes. They claim to have over 700 unique traits and a pretty stacked team. Let's see what happens. Next up is Kuroro Beasts, which is on one of my favorite blockchains, Arbitrum. If you don't know too much about Arbitrum, check out my recent video that I did. I talk a lot about it as a blockchain, popular projects, and why I'm so big on it. But back to Kuroro, it's really hyped right now in that community, and I really think this could be one of the next big games on Arbitrum and Magic. When Treasure DAO specifically makes a point to mention your project to the entire community, which is exactly what they did with Kuroro Beasts, that is more than enough for me to keep my eye on this one. And honestly, any NFT that they drop on Arbitrum and Magic, I'm in. It's a multi-dimensional gaming ecosystem, all kinds of different trainers, pets. It almost kind of has a little bit of that Pokemon vibe, but instead you actually own all of the game assets and there's a token. The website has more information, including a really big team. And considering how much fun I had playing Beacon recently, I love this kind of stuff and I think it can blow up. As a side note, at the time of recording this video, those Beacon game eggs that were mentioned in a few videos back that were like $80, now they're worth like 1,000 magic as a floor price. Actually, last week they were like 1,500. That's like between 500 and 900 US. Not bad for an $80 mint in a fun game. I know I'm a broken record, don't sleep on magic and treasure. Next up, I want to talk about Xana Metaverse. It's an EVM blockchain infrastructure. dApps, DAOs, games, you name it. They have almost 200,000 followers on Twitter, which covers everything from building land and terrain to games to dApps. It's all over the place. They've partnered with Japanese IPs like Astro Boy and huge names in the Japanese ecosystem like Crypto Ninja. Kind of a big deal. In addition to other Japanese IPs and NFT projects like Demo, where the NFT holders actually own specific frames of the visual story. But the one that's probably going to be a banger is this one. 10,000 NFTs, 0.001 ETH, minting in February. Live Like a Cat. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Live Like a Cat had a similar setup and went from 0.001 ETH to a floor price of over 3 ETH right now. It can be really hard to get allow listed for these projects if you're not in the community. Xana has been involved in a lot of other NFT projects. Some have done awesome, some have low floors. But I really think Pens might be a good one and can blow up. I mean, look at this guy. Wouldn't you love to have him in your wallet? Next one up is FIGUREGOT. If you're an OG in the game, you have heard of this one before. It was actually around for months and months. The Twitter has almost 60k followers and it was actually created in August of 2021. That's like 20 years ago in NFT time. Their Twitter has great engagement and is filled with all kinds of cool animation, art, and teasers like this. I remember this kind of stuff catching attention before months ago when I saw FIGUREGOT the first time, just because of the really cool art and style. I don't know how many of you actually remember, but this video for FIGUREGOT is 1 year old. And it's still pretty cool when you look at it. I'm not going to play the whole thing here, but creating something of this quality isn't easy. The team continues to say that they're really busy behind the scenes, and that they've been building everything from Metaverse to physical collectibles, and really trying to put art first. I feel like in the last 4 to 6 weeks, I've seen a resurgence of this being mentioned in alpha groups, and they've done a couple Twitter spaces recently, like this one with Cool Times. So I really want to learn more about the upcoming NFT collection. Let's see. Next up is Iroiro. Iroiro? Okay, I'm not even going to pretend to know if I'm pronouncing that one correctly. But here's a look at what the art looks like. Cute, bright art, Japanese meta. And honestly, this style of art just never really gets old for most people. It looks like they have a lot of community events where people just draw the art together. They have a lot of cool fan art all over their Twitter. But that's pretty much all they have. They have done a few collaborations, but it's really hard to see where they're going with this. If you translate their website into English, you can see the different kind of colored art that they have here, different characters. And it looks like you're going to be able to customize them as far as the colors, clothes they wear, traits, things like that. They want to build a worldwide IP. with community and social events first, and putting a lot of the art and decisions in the hands of the holders. They have a lot of information on their team, LinkedIn and Twitters, and to be honest, it's hard to even tell on their Twitter what's fan art and what's actual project art. And I kind of get the idea that's what they're going for. They seem to have a lot of these drink and draw events. So if you're an artist and like this style art, especially if you're Japanese, this one might be pretty cool to check out too. I don't see any information as far as the mint or supply of the actual NFT yet, so I guess I'll just have to keep an eye on it. The last one I want to mention here today is Last Hope. See what I did there? Last project, Last Hope. Alright, let's just move on. This one's been around for months, and the art, I think, is really cool. This is totally something that I get into. Their pinned tweet has massive engagement, and honestly, all the art I see, I think looks really unique and cool. This does not look anything like your run-of-the-mill PFP project stuff to me. They've been around for months, so I feel like this is one of those projects that can totally just disappear off your radar, and then come out of nowhere and kill it. And in addition to some big alpha group collabs like Whitelist, they gave out 100 whitelist spots here with MEXC Global, 700k Twitter followers, and another one here with Math Wallet that's almost 500k followers. But there's not actually a ton of information about this. All I know is that the supply of their NFTs is 5050, the art looks cool, and it seems to be pretty connected with groups and blockchains and wallets that I don't see collaborating with too many NFT projects. So I really want to see what happens next with this one and where it goes. And with that, bang, there's your 14 projects. I tried to cover everything from big popular ones all the way down to ones that you probably never even heard of. If you like to see NFT content like this and you like project reviews, please like and subscribe to this video so you can see more Omega Alpha content. The market has been changing lately, ETH has been going up, different projects have been pumping. Low-key, I'm a little excited about what may happen here. Is it going to pop off and be another bull market? Is this a bull trap and it's going to crash within the next 30 days? Who knows? But since Web3 NFTs and crypto are 24/7, there will always be new and exciting projects coming out. So stay tuned. Peace out.